Hi, it's Dr. Z. This week we will learn about correlation. The word of the week is relationship. This chapter introduces a new statistical test that will allow researchers to measure if there is a relationship between variables. The previous statistical tests, such as t-test and ANOVA, were comparing sample means. So we use the term difference in our summary and interpretation statements. Now, since we're measuring relationships, we will use the word relationship instead of difference in our hypotheses and summary and interpretation statements. Let's get started with this week's overview. By the end of this week, you'll be able to complete these district course competencies and learning objectives. For this week, please watch the module review video and view this week's activity checklist here. There are two sections this week. The first section is Introduction to Correlation. What is a correlation? The prefix co refers to two things. The word relation refers to a relationship. When put together, correlation is a statistical technique to measure and describe the relationship between two variables. There are several different measures of correlation. For this course, we will only review the Pearson R correlation that measures the linear relationship between two variables. Please read the designated pages in the textbook and complete the corresponding Nearpod lesson. Upon completion of the materials listed above, you should be able to complete these specific questions on problem set 10. The first part on correlation will be covered as a Nearpod lesson. Please note the essential heading: Nearpod lessons are due on Wednesdays at 11:59 p.m. The second section is on conducting a hypothesis test with Pearson correlation. Once you've learned how to calculate a Pearson R correlation, we need to determine if the relationship between the two variables is statistically significant or not. We will do this by conducting a hypothesis test. I want to make an important note here. The R distribution table is not provided in your textbook. This R table is provided in your course packet and available here for download if needed. Please read the designated pages in the textbook and attend in-person class on Thursday. Upon completion of the material listed above, you should be able to complete question 2 on problem set 10. This week's activity is on reporting correlation. We will continue to strengthen the skill of thinking and writing like researchers this week. This activity will give you an opportunity to practice writing summary and interpretation statements for a two-tailed hypothesis test with a Pearson R correlation. Each student will be assigned one sample research study to work on and share their statements with the class. Please note the essential heading. Read the activity handout and review your assigned sample study before attending in-person class on Thursday. Let's go to our assignments for this week. The first assignment is the Nearpod lesson, which we have already reviewed. The second assignment is discussion board number 10 on correlation. This discussion board ties back to the activity on writing summary and interpretation statements. Question 1 asks you to reflect on the video regarding causality in correlation. Question 2 asks you to write and share your summary and interpretation statements. And question 3 is a reflection of this experience. The third assignment this week is part of the independent t-test project. The project outline will identify your research question and provide some structure to your project. The project outline guide here is a handout that will be extremely helpful in designing your project and completing this assignment. I strongly encourage you to review the sample project outlines posted on Canvas to understand my expectations for this assignment. The fourth assignment is problem set 10. This problem set reviews concepts in Introduction to Correlation and a hypothesis test with Pearson correlation. This problem set will have you practice conducting a two-tailed hypothesis test with Pearson R correlation. This week's activity will also be excellent practice for the summary and interpretation statements that you will provide in this problem set. And the last assignment is the chapter quiz. Please make sure to complete the reading and online activities for this week's chapter before taking the quiz. And to make sure that you're reading and reviewing everything, this week's extra credit is not in this video. Instead, it is posted in the weekly welcome announcements sent on Monday. If you want 3 points extra credit, please read the announcement and submit the answer in extra credit Easter eggs. And with that, you will have successfully completed this week's module. I look forward to reviewing your awesome assignments this week.